Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to the Goat Force Gaming channel where we play the roguelikes and the roguelites and hopefully add all kinds of awesome games to your backlog or your wish list or your now playing list or I don't know, whatever you're doing out there. I'll tell you what, we're going to add to it every stinking time. And if you like rogues, I'm so glad you're here with us because that's all we play on the channel. Every time, all the time, in all the ways. Right? All the ways? Yeah, maybe all the ways. Hey folks, I am excited to be back here again with some Vampire Hunters. If this is your first time tuning in and seeing this one, well, what we have here is basically an FPS version of Vampire Survivors, but with gigantic guns. All the best guns and holy water hoses. Tell you what, I really like this game. We played it a little bit the other day and managed to get to a point where we got to this stage boss. Wasn't able to topple the boss, but now I'm pretty sure I've got a winning strategy down. I've also been playing a ton of this game because it's great, and I've opened up quite a bit of the meta progression, as well as some new character classes. This is the android that we're playing as, and you probably saw on the way in, we've got some nice passive buffs that are going to help us do even better here. So, thinking we're going to have a good run or two or three. Let's see where the time takes us. Per usual, you never really know. We're going to rock this first boss, and then we'll show off the next area. One of you the other day was asking, hey, is the game going to have other areas? It does. It has quite a few other areas. It's going to launch in early access, I believe, with a total of 5 areas. And what I will say right now is that I've played the second area once, and it's very difficult. It's very difficult. So I am happy to see it. Wow, happy to see that second hand. That is a very unique drop, very rare. So I think we're going to have a good run here. The other thing that's different today as compared to last time is that I've gone into the settings area and I've turned on lazy secondary fire. And what that has done for us is it is automatically working this guy and this guy for us. So rather than having to hit Q and E, that's all being done for me. And I enjoy playing the game that way. I like that that is an option. Ooh, lifesteal on the Bat. Very nice. So as I said, we're going to have some runs today. We're going to get into some more talk about my trip that I mentioned last time. We took the family to Alaska via a cruise, and it was epic. So some of you have been asking, hey, Goat, where the heck is the food talk? I said, hey, it's coming. It's coming. There's going to be food talk. There's going to be coffee talk. We're going to have all kinds of good talk when it comes to the trip. We did a ton. We really slammed a ton of stuff in there. So I think we left off right before getting on the boat the other day. We'll pick it up there. We ended up flying into Vancouver, and I want to say to all the Vancouverans, I made that up, that are part of the community, you have just a lovely, lovely area to enjoy. What a beautiful area. Now, unfortunately, we had to fly into Vancouver the same day we were getting on the ship. Typically, when folks are doing a cruise, a lot of times they'll opt to fly into the area it's leaving from a day in advance so that they can make sure they get there on time to get on the ship. If you did not know, if you don't make it there in time, they're not going to wait for you. They're not going to put the trip of a couple thousand other people on hold because something happened with you. That's also to say, if something happens with your flight, if you need to fly, you're SOL. And that's a big bummer. Now, there is insurance you can buy and all kinds of stuff just in case that happens to you, but you really don't want it to happen to you. So we flew in day of and took in some of the sights. I would have liked to do the suspension bridge area that Vancouver has. It's a big tourist thing that's done. Would have been interesting to do it. I think I could have gotten myself to do it. I am not one of those folks that loves heights, but at times I just say to myself, hey, this is just one of those life experiences. You got to force yourself to do it. Just lean into this for a second, right? You can probably think of times where you've done that too. Just kind of make yourself uncomfortable for a little bit to have a great experience. So anyway, didn't get to do that. What we did get to do was show our passports about 7 or 8 times. I gotta tell you, and again, I don't do international travel frequently, but we had to prove who we were and that it was okay for us to be doing what we were doing a lot, and I'm both thankful and annoyed by it. More thankful than annoyed. I think that this was coupled by the fact that the boat, their departure got pushed back because they had a health emergency on the cruise prior to ours. And so when we got to the first area where we were going to embark, we were met with a gigantic line. And so you can kind of imagine being at a warehouse, similar to like a Costco or a Sam's, but it's empty. And it's used to get people ready to embark and get on the ship. Ours was filled with a line, and I'm not talking a line, that you might see at the grocery store. I'm talking like that gigantic Disney World line or Great America line or, insert your favorite theme park. Cheers to you, by the way. I had to take a sip there before the boss just kind of get ready, Let's go with this death reload, and let's go with some additional critical damage. We've got full life for this boss. I'm going to shift the discussion for a second because I'm going to give you a tip on this boss. Just look down at the floor. Pay attention to the floor because that's where everything happens. Which gets kind of hard because of the sheer amount of stuff on the screen. You're going to want to run, but you're going to want to pay attention to what's happening with these arrows because that's what was knocking us backwards the other day. The boulders are constantly rolling forward, and so you're having to navigate the boulders and going fast enough to stay away from Batilla over here. But we've got this guy. We've got this guy. I'm feeling good about it. There we go. There it is. See old Batilla? Let's get close. Let's enjoy it. Watch him just disintegrate. Wonderful. So that's how you win stage 1. You need a lot of meta progression. You need to pay attention to the floor. And I think this android character class that starts with the laser is quite good. So we're going to jump right back in here, and we're going to see what we can see about stage 2, shall we? I guess it's stage 3 technically, because the hunter training area counts. So let's see what we can do in this Great Hall. It is definitely more challenging than Colonnade, but we've basically got inside the castle at this point. So this was a ginormous line, and it even had the sign where they tell you, hey, at this point, your wait is going to be 2 hours. And so you see that and you go, man, didn't necessarily anticipate that, but you know what? These people that look like they've done this before, they seem happy as hell. So this must be totally worth it. Yeah, but after the plane and everything, you're like, really? So we stood in line for a while. And then we showed our passport for a while. And then we got to the gangway. There's literally a red carpet rolled out on this gangway. We made our way aboard the Norwegian Jewel. This is one of the ships on the Norwegian cruise line that we opted to take our trip with. And that's when the epic times really began. I can't tell you how quickly this happens, where you get on and thoughts of being on a ship dissipate so quickly. Maybe it's the moment you're met with the elevator. Maybe it's looking at the stairs and just the overall largeness of the ship. You forget very, very quickly that you are on a floating vessel. It was kind of amazing. It's a lot to take in. And you're just kind of mesmerized by it all. So we had to basically go through this check-in process where you meet with kind of your contact and the place you're going to go in case there's some kind of emergency. The muster, I believe, is the name, the technical term for that person. See your muster. See, I learned a couple things along the way. It wasn't all about food, but it was about food. It really was. We're gonna go with this bleed. Killing an enemy that is bleeding grants additional blood. Perfect. Which, by the way, we haven't used that a whole lot. This is the super that you get from collecting the blood. You just kind of ram into everybody and skip around. Let's go with Blessed Lightning buff. So we go to the muster, and this gentleman is talking about how, hey, you know, if you hear this specific 7 longs and a short, very Morse codey, of the horn, you know, this is where you're going to come. And we have lifeboats and so on and so forth. And he's going on, and out of the corner of my eye, I spot the first menu. Because we happen to be standing outside this restaurant. Ooh, a legendary reward. Sticky bomb. Defragmentation. Defragments into smaller projectiles. That's perfect. It's even more perfect that I don't have to remember to fire it off because of the lazy secondary fire option. We'll go with reload speed on the chain. So this was a onboard restaurant called Azura. And I saw a New York steak among other attractive items. And at that point, I knew that the ship's food game was going to be tremendous. And this is where we're going to start to get into some food talk a little bit. I'm just going to tell you at the top that a lot of people go on cruises for the food, and I completely understand why now. A lot of people joke that, you know, oh, you're going on a cruise. Oh, okay, well, you're going to gain 10 pounds. And I'm going, what are you talking about, gain 10 pounds? And I now understand why people gain 10 pounds on a cruise. It is extremely easy to do. They put all of your favorite things in front of you and make them accessible basically 24 hours of the day for the entirety of the cruise. If you like the drink, it's there. If you like the food, it's there. It's all there for you. So, did we go to Azura right away? No, we didn't. Because what we needed to do was go upstairs. And upstairs, we found the Garden Cafe. This is the ship's on-board buffet. I want to describe this at a high level first. And this might be a frame of reference for some of you. If you've been to Vegas and you happened to go to a buffet called the Bacchanal. Oh boy, see, it gets tough with those spikes. And the wall behind us had caught up as well. Hold on, we'll get back to the Bacchanal talk. Hey, we've got an achievement of some kind. Slay 100 imps to unlock familiar frog on the perk pool. Wow, okay. That might be really interesting. Let's go back here real quick. I want to look at one thing. We've also got some new relics opened up and an additional relic spot. But I don't think I'm seeing anything new that's been picked up here. I think I've got the two that are most helpful to the way that I play. I'll hover over them for a second so that you can see what we're working with here. I like those crits, you know? Damage is so important in the game. Just thinking about whether I want to do anything in here or if I want to hold out for one of these more costly items. I would have gone the max ammo, I think. I like building up this extra soul as well. Okay. We're going to hold off. We're going to jump in to stage 2 again. And See if our android can get a little bit further this time. I think one of the things I'm probably going to have to upgrade as well is the durability of our character. A little bit more health is probably necessary. Oh, that was the familiar frog. All right, we're gonna find that again. So lots of buffets in Vegas. If you've been there, you know this. You can even buy a pass in Vegas called Buffet of Buffets, where I think you get 24 hours or something like this to just gorge yourself at whatever buffet you want. I know, these are the wonderful things, right? So there's a buffet called the Bacchanal out there, and it's just an amazing experience from top to bottom. They not only have everything you want, but everything you want is cooked at just an A+++ experience. You know, it's fine dining, but buffet. It's fantastic. If the Bacchanal is a 10 out of 10, I would tell you that the Garden Cafe hovers between an 8 and a 9 throughout the course of time. Because again, they have different themes every day, and they change across the dinners. So let's talk about what exactly was eaten at the buffet, if we can somehow pack it all in. And we're gonna have some visual aids along the way as well. So let's get into breakfast first. There's a lot. There's a lot to unpack here. Breakfast was amazing every day. Do you like waffles? I ate so many waffles because they were being made fresh constantly. We're gonna get the orb. It's an auto-firing one, and I think it's pretty effective. The waffles were constantly coming off the line. And next to the waffles was just a gigantic heap of whipped cream. You know, that they're making fresh, of course. And a berry compote. Now that's a fancier word for me. Compote, if you're unfamiliar, it's kind of like a jelly format. You know, kind of a jam almost, with these fresh berries. So you've got blackberries and raspberries, all kind of coming together. At times there might have been strawberry in there. It was incredible. So I'd throw the compote on there, and then I'd toss a gigantic heap of whipped cream on top of that. And I did that pretty much every morning. But it didn't stop there, because you had to walk through the rest of the buffet. And so they had every kind of sausage that you would hope for. Turkey sausage, chicken sausage, spicy sausage. I mean, you had your pick, and I had to try them all, right? So I did. So I loaded up. I had all the sausages. They had a granola station where you could load up on granola and almonds and pecans. Whatever else you wanted to fancy up your granola with. Yogurt, banana. All the ways. All the ways. Let's go to the right this time. Shoot these doors to open them up. Ooh, man. Just got spiked from behind. Better pick up the speed. Holy moly. I don't think we have enough damage capability. That's where we're falling short with that run. Alright, no achievements, but... See, this wouldn't be bad either, because the faster you can level up in a run, the better off you are from that standpoint as well. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Every little bit, right? Every little bit. They had a gigantic selection of fresh fruits as well, and I ate a ton of watermelon while we were there. It was very, very good. Then at times I'd look at my plate and I'd say, wait a second, this is looking a little bit too healthy on this plate. What are all these fruits and these granolas? We need to go back up to the buffet. We need to level this plate up a little bit. We need to boost some beef stats on this plate. You know about those plate beef stats, right? And so, you know, I would go back up to the station and I'd say, you know what? We need a scoop or two of this glorious looking corned beef hash. And I'm not talking about corned beef hash where the corned beef is little tiny morsels of beef. You know the kind I'm talking about, right? Hey, look. We've all had corned beef hash out of the can. I'll admit it if you admit it. We've all done that. You know those little tiny pieces. I was almost accidentally said chunks. You know what I'm talking about. This was not that. These were chunks of corned beef in the hash. It was glorious. Hey, look who it is, the familiar frog. Let's see what the familiar frog does. Gonna get some bouncing action. All right, he just kind of hangs out there and chills. All right, hey. I guess we'll find out what he does. Come on, door, open. Open up. We got. Come on, door. You can do it. Come on. What's going on here, door? Holy moly! Let's make up some time with this sprint. All right. Corned beef hash. It was just tremendous. Do we go with the familiar rat or do we? All right, we're going with the rat. That'll be good to get some ground coverage. It looks like the frog has a poison element to it, which is great. And it looks like maybe he does some stuff to the flying enemies as well. Should be good for when we get to the evil skulls. Let's go with some max ammo to the pulse gun. Yeah, there were several stations where they would cook for you as well. So there was an omelet station. I visited that a few times as well. Bacon, cheese, spicy hot peppers. And then I'd come back and I'd load it up with pepper. You like pepper on your eggs? I gotta tell you, I have to have pepper on my eggs. I like Cholula hot sauce on them as well. Among other hot sauces, we've got a ton of hot sauces. Corpse bomb. Enemies explode on death. That sounds wonderful. Let's do that. I think we missed a bat or two from above. Okay. Let's go... Oh, wait. Infection. When dying, the enemy will pass all debuffs to other nearby with the effects doubled. Wow. Okay. Like that. Vertical shot. Fire more projectiles vertically. We'll do that. This is a legendary drop. We should probably look for more buffs to the laser. I could probably continue talking about breakfast. I drank lots of coffee along with it to kind of get ready for the day. Because the days were long and packed with awesome stuff. And, you know, we'll talk about that too. Ton of stuff to do on this Norwegian jewel. Can't say enough nice stuff about my experience overall. They just really, really delivered in every way. All right, door, come on. Not sure where I'm supposed to shoot it, so I'll just shoot it everywhere. Come on, door, open up. We're running out of time here. Okay, there we go. Make up some time with some jogging. And let's go extra damage on the pulse gun. We're about to find out if we're underpowered here. Oh, we are officially getting pushed. Got to do running jumps for the large spike pits, but that's where that one's going to end. You know what? We're going to jump in. We're going to do one more. Some kind of an achievement here. Reach combo level 250 to unlock minigun on the character selection. Wow, we got 250? Oh, no, it's not that one. Did we get one? We must have, if it's saying there's a new one to collect, but usually the ones that you can collect hover towards the top, unless I'm totally blowing it here. I don't see any. All right. But it does say new. You see it too, right? I can probably filter by completed. All right, I don't see any where it says collect. So we're just gonna rock right back in here. Oh, you know what? I bet it was that we got 100% on the Android character. And I think that there are achievements when you get 100% on a number of items. It might be like 3 to 5, something like that. Okay. I want to keep using the Android, actually. I know we've lost a few times here. There's some additional regen. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Okay. Lunches were epic as well. There's one I'd want to call out very specifically. We walked in the one time, and there was a gigantic pile of meat. Various meats. Roast beef, salami, ham, all kinds of stuff happening. With some fruit. and other items as well. How do you improve on a gigantic pile of meat? It is a gigantic pile of meat. A charcuterie gloriousness. It's a hard question, right? How do you improve that? Well, let me tell you. You do it by making the meat and other accoutrements in the shape of a dragon. Because of course that's the answer. You look at this stuff and you just go, my goodness. You know, along the way they had ice sculptures, all kinds of stuff that they would just throw in this cafe for you to look at and enjoy. All right, we're gonna just rush through the door. That doesn't even work. I don't know why these doors are giving me such a problem. It doesn't want to open. The problem is the roller machine doesn't care. The spiked roller machine. We'll go with the flamethrower this time. More short range, but you know, it seems like these guys are getting up really close. So breakfasts and lunches were awesome. Now we did hit some of the ship restaurants. We'll talk about that probably next time. I'm just focusing more on the buffet today. Dinners were incredible. I talked about how they had themes for certain days. Let's go with the sticky bomb this time. It's gonna fire off automatically for us, which will help. Because you know, the goat doesn't always remember. Let's go with piercing. So they had, you know, fried chicken, steak, pork chops, grilled salmon. You could go up to the grill area and you could say, "Sir, I'd like some grilled salmon," if you could. They'd whip it up for you, whatever you want. No problem. It was cool having the grilled salmon, you know, because you're in Alaska, you're on the water, fish is on the mind. Let's go extra damage on the chain. I do like the chain. Wish it did a little bit more damage. I'm looking forward to opening up a character that starts with the chain. Okay. One night they had... We walked in and I thought, you gotta be kidding me. They had an entire suckling pig at the meat station. Did you see that guy that fell into the spikes over there? Holy moly. An entire suckling pig. Which, by the way, you could ask the guy for specific cuts. If you wanted a piece of the rib meat, you asked for it, they grabbed you it. I did. That's what I asked for. All right, we got through it. Which door do you think is going to open fast? Maybe we'll have more luck with the right this time. I wonder if it's a matter of getting to the door too soon? I don't know. Those doors. Oh, geez, we got spirits now. And these guys disable the gun. But they can be killed. All right. Wasn't sure about that at first. Should probably put some focus on them. Oh, goodness. They're tough to take down. Okay. One night they did kind of a Thanksgiving theme, and they had several turkeys on the carving station, and, you know, all the favorites that would go along with that. Let's do this corpse bomb. I'll tell you what I really liked, though. This was a goat favorite for dinner. I really like grilled, sautéed onions. I love them. I can't get enough of them. Buttery onion goodness, right? You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. And they had just a pile of these in one of the buffet trays. Next to that, oof, that was a big hit. All right, I know I said that was the last one. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more. We got a little bit of food talk to go. Let's just make sure. Oh, hey, here we go. Finally a vampire. Slay 500 vampire servants to unlock Sunblast on the perk pool. Ooh, I'm excited about that. What could that be? Maybe a weapon? Sounds good to me. 102. Anything we want to grab? Oh boy. I think I'm going to wait for this one. All right. So next to that vat of gorgeous sautéed grilled onions was a vat of crispy French fries. And next to that was a vat of chili con carne. See where I'm going here? See where I'm going with this? You picking up what I'm putting down? So, ooh, look at this. Look at this. Let's see what this does. Oh, it's a, oh, wow. Oh, wow. We're cooking. We are cooking. I bet the cooldown on that is going to be a biatch, but that is a really neat weapon. Wow. I think we're correct on the cooldown, unfortunately. I wanted to be wrong about that. The laser getting upgraded in a big way. So I would make this mashup of chili fries with sautéed onions. And I had that every night. I kept going back for that. It was incredible. And when I tell you that we packed the food in, we really did. You know, I never ate till I was sick, but I wanted to walk away feeling like I ate all of the things. I tried all of the things successfully. And so you really had to be kind of like careful about portions, you know, because you wanted to try it all. Oh, the sun, the door doesn't stand a chance against the sunburst. Just realizing now how long that thing had been on cooldown. Ay, ay, ay. Elemental rifle freeze stops enemies. Wow, I have not seen that before yet. That's pretty awesome. Let's talk about desserts. There were many. were many, many desserts. Every type of cake you could possibly imagine. The day that we came aboard, they had a gigantic cake that said, "Welcome aboard," with 3 layers of just the smoothest chocolate frosting. And different kinds of chocolate, mind you. You had milk chocolate, you had white chocolate happening in there as well. Just a very nice, moist cake to go with it. Now, I know not everybody is a dessert person. I'm definitely a dessert person. I mentioned the other day, my parents attended the trip with us. And let's go Dragon Whip. Ooh, that is a nice weapon when that fires off. So my dad is very much, wanting to try everything as well, but especially when it comes to the desserts. And he doesn't only want to try them once. He's going to have them 2 or 3 times in one sitting. God love them. So, I had lots of cake. Just an epic amount of cake. Tarts. There was creme brulee on the buffet. One of my favorite things about dessert, oh boy, was the crepe station. These guys would make a fresh crepe for you. And then they would load it up with chocolate sauce and a strawberry compote or chocolate sauce and marshmallows that, of course, would melt, making it even more delightful. Ah, boy. Let's go with crit damage. We're gonna have to make the leap here. I wish that would have fired off a second later so that we could have used it on the door. We're about to get rammed into, I'm betting. Oh, jeez. All right, here we go. Let's jog. Horizontal shot. Fire more projectiles horizontally. Perfect. Oh, jeez. All right. All right. Well, we're going to have to jog here. We'll use our sprint capability, get a little bit ahead of Spiky Door. Just can't come up with the amount of damage needed to take these guys out. Wow. Well, if I know that, maybe we just embrace it. Let's see. Boss Slayer, Crucible Piercing. Yeah, that'll help. Maybe. Took that one out that time. Trying to shoot them a little bit earlier in the process. Oh, that was perfect. All right, I'm running while that's operational. Well, let's go with... boy. All right, we'll go projectile speed on that one. Maybe the Raven will help with these Banshee ladies that are... Or maybe not. Or maybe not. The food was epic, and this game is epic. We are actively doing a giveaway for this game. If you missed the video the other day, there's still time to check that out. We're going to do a giveaway on the 27th. The game is out today, launching into early access, and like I say, I've had a ball with it. I've probably put, 16 or so hours into it. The meta progression is pretty deep. The achievements are cool because you're going to open them up along the way, and then you'll get a lot of bonus coins for some of them that'll feed into your meta progression habit that you're going to be addicted to pretty quick. This game's good at setting the hook. So anyway, thanks so much for your support. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for making our community as awesome as it is. Thanks for helping us do giveaways on a weekly basis. It's really cool. We're giving away games from all of us to all of us. You're helping with that just by hanging out here. I appreciate that. Let's do this again sometime out on the Goat Force Gaming channel, where we'll play a roguelike or a roguelite, because that's what we do every single time. And we'll do a video game giveaway at least once a week, because those are awesome too. Hey, have a great rest of your day, and look forward to some continued coverage of awesome games and the trip. There's a lot more to talk about. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Glad we got to the food talk today. I stopped at 3 different coffee roasters in Alaska and bought bags from each. I'm excited to try them, tell you about them. We got a lot more to talk about. All right, take care out there. We'll see you again soon.